In 2021, the pandemic continued to sweep through the world like a plague, halting everything in its path. The days were spent at home digesting the numbers of deaths, new regulations and conspiracy theories. Some of us were fortunate enough to work from home or even be furloughed. And unfortunately, some of us were left unemployed. All-time highs of depression were being recorded. Words like unprecedented, quarantine, variants, and even fake news were on the tip of the lips of the general public. There are still questions and answers to be had, but one thing we do know, 2022, we were outside. World Summer Outdoor Music Events, carnivals, fairs and festivals, all very similar and interchangeable terms loosely used synonymously to describe the gathering of people to have a celebration. Festivals and fairs tend to have games, rides and music stages, where carnivals often have a parade and street parties. During this documentary, the collective terms will be used interchangeably. This documentary will focus on consumers' points of view and discuss some of the event-goers' experiences. Post-pandemic 2022, we saw society return to a level of normality, presenting us with a multitude of fun outdoor summer events, some of which we will be discussing in this short film.
Carnival from, I can't even tell you, I was a kid. So I used to go with my siblings, they were older than me. They used to take me, especially Sundays, because obviously that was kids' day. And it was just a good atmosphere. It was just seeing a lot of black people, culture, just hearing the music, the food, the costumes, and then just embracing that. It was the end of the summer as well, so you knew that that was a time that everything was coming to an end. There was little fun fairs and stuff like that, but Carnival was always the highlight of the summer because you knew what time it was.
Notting Hill Carnival. While many carnivals across Europe come from religious traditions, Notting Hill Carnival has a different origin. Although the first date of its inception is unclear, Notting Hill Carnival has been running since the late 1950s. The West Indians had migrated to London, answering a call to help to begin the restoration of Britain after World War II. Men and women who came to Britain from the Caribbean worked in sectors such as manufacturing, public transport and NHS. As the Caribbean settled in, the racial tensions ensued for many years until the civil unrest came to an end. The West Indians wanted a way to celebrate their culture and remind them of home. This seems to be the birth of London's Notting Hill Carnival. We fast forward to 2022.
Wobbin', ass so fat, all these bitches pussies is throbbing. Go 5-0, go 5-0, go 5-0. Tellin' pussy clean, I tellin' pussy squeaky. Niggas give me brain, cause all of them niggas geeky. If he got a man, take a...
I loved Carnival. I've always loved Carnival. I have a special place in my heart for Carnival. It was really sad not having it for 2 years because of COVID. So being able to go back after 2 years, we joined the float. I went with two of my closest friends, and yeah, we just had the best time. We saw people that we hadn't seen for years. We got to dance, we got to drink, we got to eat good food. It was just overall a beautiful day, just really enjoying Caribbean culture, celebrating the fact that Black British history is still continuing to this day after so many years, and after so much resistance from back in the 60s. So yeah, it was a beautiful experience.
Carnival, wow, I did a madness this year. This year I went to Juve with one of my friends. So Juve, it started at, was it Friday, early Friday morning. I was there, Carnival Juve. Ended up going home early Sunday morning. Got changed and they came back again. So throughout Saturday, I was out there Carnival.
Carnival was good. It was a bit busy, well, really busy as always, but no, had a good time. Went to, did we go to an after party? No, we didn't go to an after party, but went both days. I'd say the first day was better.
Yeah, the Sunday.
The Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was popping.
To be fair, I've been knowing Hill Carnival for a while, for quite a while now. I didn't even want to go, basically. I ain't gonna lie to you, but eventually I ended up stepping out, But when I stepped out, it was really, really like, there was quite a big crowd because obviously like after the COVID, prior to the COVID, not a lot of people have gone to the carnival because it was being cancelled and that, so I know it was going to be the bigger one, But when we went there, we enjoyed ourselves, I didn't really see, even though there was quite a few madness, like it wasn't around us anyway, thank God to be fair, but at the end of the day, it was quite enjoyable, that's the thing. The only thing that I didn't really like is trying to move your feet, like moving your feet one step if you can't even do that. But yeah, so I prefer that. It's not even bad, to be fair, the London Carnival. But like I said, man, other country carnivals as well, man. It's good to always experience that, to see how the culture is. So yeah.
I think the Nottingham Carnival this year, you see, for me, I've been to Trinidad Carnival, I've been to Rotterdam, I've been Leeds, I've been to many carnivals. The Nottingham Carnival this year was a very big disappointment for myself. I think it was overpacked. It's probably just the anticipation of being locked in your house for the last 3 years, everyone to get out. It was overpacked. There wasn't much security there. You couldn't do much things. Your signal died. If I'd have known it was going to be that bad, I'd have stayed at home or travelled out. I think I would have spent my money, spent my time better elsewhere.
Going on to money.
Civil goer, so I think it's important to notice. But the carnival, Nottingham Carnival is the one thing I try to go every year too. And I think this year was actually quite good. So yeah, I went to both days, Saturday, Sunday. Very different experience, and obviously the first carnival since the pandemic. So, and I think people were really eager to go back out. So it was a very nice atmosphere, people just having fun and enjoying. When I was there, it wasn't too wild, so it was just like really good and chill and friendly. And the weather was not great, but the music was great. Very crowded, obviously, but the how do you call this? The parade was amazing. Lots of dancers. Musicians as well. It was very colorful, so yeah, it was very enjoyable. The food was good as well, so lots of different food booths as usual, and yeah, it was a really good atmosphere.
First Notting Hill Carnival for 2 years proved to be a success. People travelled across the globe to attend Europe's largest street carnival, with the attendance reported as 2 million people. As for the eventgoers' perspective, some were able to see long lost friends and enjoy the food and music. Some found it to be too crowded and congested. Whatever the perspective, the common consensus was we were all happy to be finally free from the pandemic and self-isolation. Our next destination will take us to Mexico, Cancun.
We start our journey 7,971 kilometers, which is 4,953 miles away from London. With a flight journey of up to 10 hours and 29 minutes, we land in the popular and beautiful destination of Cancun, Mexico.
The ocean is amazing. Like, I'm someone, when I like to go on holiday, I either like to be by the sea or by the ocean, just to feel one with the earth, one with the world. And yeah, it was just from the high hotel rooms, you could hear the winds and the waves just crashing on the beach. The ocean was amazing, just being inside of it, being one with the world.
Coming up next, we will be featuring a more obscure American-led event called Cancun Jump Off, which was established in 2003 and organized by O International Marketing and Promoting Company. Cancun Jump Off has been said to be the largest urban event held outside of the United States and best known as the place to be every Memorial Day weekend. Featuring a non-stop party adventure where day events last well into the night and night events last well into the early morning. For more than a decade, the Cancun Jump Off has operated not only as a music festival, but also as a tour agency, securing accommodation for thousands of attendees and some of the finest hotel resorts in Cancun, Mexico.
Cancun, 5-star hotel, but it was a lot of old people, but scenery was amazing. We was right next to the ocean, literally waking up and hearing that every day was good.
Cancun Jump Off currently boasts of hosting 18 parties within May 24th to May 29th during the Memorial Weekend period at some of the most prestigious venues in Cancun. The Mandarin Beach, Senior Frogs, The City, Daddy-O's, and the Ventura Park, facilitating events such as the All-White Party, All-Black Party, Bikini Lingerie Party, Afrobeat and Reggae Party, and the infamous Wet and Wild Pool Party.
Regime in the building. UK, we appreciate that, UK. Yeah, North London, Liverpool, East London, West London, South London.
Cancun Jump Off, I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit of a shock to the system. Because I've been out to festivals abroad, maybe Europe, but never anything like that. And it was just like, when you go stateside, a lot of the people, the culture, what's the song? What's the song? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that.
It's 5 o'clock. Cancun Jump Off. That's how we started off in here, baby. Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, that was mad. But yeah, I think it's just nice to mix with our friends across the pond, and yeah, even just the atmosphere. Everyone was cool. Everyone was on good vibes. I don't think there was any trouble at all there, and yeah, it was just nice. I would recommend anyone to go out there because the heat as well. Can I say 30-40 degrees heat? Yeah, it was lively. It was lively. That's what I can say.
We weren't able to speak to many event goers that attended Cancun Jump Off 2022. However, one thing for certain, the event continues to garner an enormous interest stateside and now even Europe. Have a look at some more of the amazing visuals. We now travel back to Europe, to a country well known for its picture-perfect beaches, a country where the critically acclaimed television show Game of Thrones is used in its city Dubrovnik as its primary filming location for King's Landing, a country that made it to the World Cup finals in 2018 and is known for the beautiful Adriatic islands. We land at Zrća Beach on the island of Prague, Croatia, for the Fresh Island Festival.
My favourite part of going Fresh Island, obviously chilling with the Mandem. That was the first Mandem holiday in a long time. See good vibes, music, good vibes basically.
Croatia, that's one of the best accommodations I've stayed in. Literally had a jacuzzi in our penthouse accommodation. It was like 5 rooms that all linked interchange with each other. You can go on the balcony and go to your next boy's room. We had a great kitchen. The design was just so modern for the price that we got it for as well. I'm not even gonna lie to you, it was worth it. It was worth it. Definitely worth it.
Fresh Island Festival is a European festival that was launched in 2012. It consists of pool parties, boat parties, poolside events, and pre and after parties on Zrća Beach and the surrounding areas. The European island Prague tends to host events in the genre of electronic and techno dance music, EDM events. Fresh Island introduced a hip-hop and R&B festival experience and has hosted international artists such as Snoop Dogg, French Montana, Chris Brown, Burna Boy, and many more. Have a look at the diverse and intimate party experience with attendees from across Europe's cities and local Croatians coming together to make the most of their summer holiday. Fresh Island 2022 hosted headline artists such as Sanzia, Skillabang, Tion Wayne, and DJs such as Maforise, Uncle Waffles, and Semtex.
Hi, what's your name, love? Stacia. Stacia, I like that name. Afro Girl and Stacia. Who should we make go first, Black Boy?
Croatia 2022, MSFB, you know how I do, 4 wings up, Air Force Ones, clean.
Alright, so my favourite music festival I went to this year, 100%, is Fresh Festival, Croatia. Obviously I listened to hip hop music or rap music, whatever. Fabulous was there. It was a vibe. You was there. Do you know what? Croatia surprised me, to be fair. Because I thought Croatia was going to be, for some reason, I thought Croatia was going to be cold. It surprised me. Good vibes, good food, good music. There's a lot going on. Nice beach. Go Croatia. And one I wanted to go to and I didn't go, Afro Nation. I would love to go Afro Nation. I ain't been there yet, so hopefully one day. But that's probably one I haven't been to, but I'm feeling to go.
We head over to Afro Nations, Portugal. Afro Nation Portugal brings together the best artists in Afrobeats, Amapiano, hip hop, R&B, dancehall, and many more. People across the globe travel to Afro Nation Portugal to party and watch the 2 main festival stages on the stunning Praia de Roche beach in Portimao. Portugal are known for their love of football, birthing great football players like Luis Figo, Rio Costa, and arguably the best player of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. Accommodation can be very scarce during the Afro Nation period in Portugal, and prices can really skyrocket. Be sure to book early and look out for cancellations for late bookers.
The local city is packed with people around the world, and the weather tends to be great during this period. People sunbathe on the beaches, dance and walk the streets of Portimao. Some simply just watch the amazing ocean view. Be careful, as the crowds can become overwhelming for some, especially going down the steep hills and stairs entering the Praia de Roche beach. The sand on the beach can become very heavy over time, so make sure to wear the right footwear to avoid having the burning feeling to go back to your accommodation to change and risking missing your favorite artists performing. Have a look at some of the crowds on the beach and you decide. After the concerts, there are after parties on the strip. They can be very busy and packed, and the city infrastructure doesn't seem to be used to this many people being in that one place at one time. You can hear the music
baying from inside the clubs, and the food spots inundated with hungry partygoers. Overall, Afro Nation is a great experience. The spectacle and the demonstration of African music has shown to be a success for 3 years running now. Check it out for yourself. We now travel to our last featured destination, the Netherlands, but more specifically, Rotterdam.
The jig's up, bro. Talk to them now about what's happened. We've used Airbnb and got swindled, bamboozled. Hey, listen, bro. The jig's flipping up for Airbnb.
Yo, let's move on to the next accommodation, man. This place was nice, though. Yo, stiff put a spark to him. Let me put it up, son, and drink.
How I found going to Rotterdam.
What was your favourite parts?
I think my favourite part was the carnival itself, just experiencing carnival, because this might be a shock, but I've actually never been to Rotterdam, a carnival before. So like not even the carnival here, to be honest, because it's not something I normally go to, but visiting the Rotterdam Carnival was an experience itself. Lots of people, lots of different things happening, lots of shows, meeting new people. Their food was actually really nice as well. And just the experience of it was actually really, really good, really amazing. So I'm quite impressed, and something I'll definitely go.
The diversity of the food was great. You can try the restaurants that allow you to make your own food. But be sure to cook your meat thoroughly and cook while sober.
Because they spit on things, you will get another round of drinks.
The activities leading up to the carnival can also be fun. The boat party was packed with fun people and great soca music. The street parades are like any other carnival, packed with onlookers admiring the outfits and the bands that pass through the streets dancing and playing music. However, the parades are a lot more conservative if you do compare them with other Caribbean islands such as Trinidad or maybe Barbados. Have a look at some of the visuals. There are also options to go to after parties after the carnival proceedings. However, these can be really busy, so be prepared.
All in all, Rotterdam Carnival is a great experience and a very good alternative for the people that want to enjoy Carnival in a very conservative way.
That's a good question. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I prefer to fly out for festivals or outdoor events. I think when we do fly out for them, there's a special kind of experience because you're abroad. Because you're abroad, you get to explore. You're in a new country. Just the whole like excitement of traveling, I think, is very exciting. But at the same time, it comes with a lot of costs, a lot of planning. Like, there's a lot more stuff that comes with it. So I feel like when you're at home, it's easy access. It's easy to get home. It's a lot more affordable. So both of them have pros and cons. I don't know if I would say I prefer one over the other. I think I prefer to have a mix of both. That's the most ideal scenario.
I'm someone that loves traveling the world, seeing new people, going to festivals, going to concerts, culture. Love it. That's my thing, and I like to do it with my guys as well. I'll be honest with you. Don't really like to go out with the ladies and stuff. Just like to go with the lads, have a good time.
Yeah, I do.
Talk to me about that.
Because just the money that you spend. So the money that you spend here, you might as well spend it in another country where it's going to be hot. So yeah, more cost effective.
So I do prefer to go abroad for my holidays. Some of the places I've been to, we got Barbados, St. Lucia.
The thing is, it completely depends on the festival. Things like Notting Hill Carnival, it's in the UK, it's quite local. It's, you're not going to get that kind of feeling, same atmosphere anywhere else. At the same time, other festivals, around Europe, let's say even Portugal, Afro Nation, there's also some people go Ghana as well. A lot of things in other countries, of course, in different environment, different people, different cultures, put all that together, mixing the alcohol, it can be quite fun. But yeah, to be honest, I think it completely depends on you as a person, but for me, I like going out there, exploring different countries, different sceneries, different cultures.
If I were to go to an outdoor event, I don't really have a preference between going abroad or coming here. It really depends on the event. So, it would actually depend on the event, really. But if I can find nice festivals, nice events here in the UK, then obviously I'm going to stay here. But then I would say, if I find a nice, interesting event abroad and I can include it in a holiday, then I would go abroad.
So Dream Weekend was probably my most expensive holiday so far. I just tapped and closed my eyes. I think it was worth it. I would definitely do it again. And because we planned it way in advance, we got to kind of pay in installments, which was really good. So while it was expensive, it was definitely worth the money, definitely worth the time. Definitely do it again.
At the moment, life isn't good. Life isn't good for anyone out here. Work-life balance and trying to enjoy yourself. You got to work harder, or you've got to have other incomes coming in just to be able to enjoy yourself, because the inflation is costing a lot. You go out, before you could probably get maybe 2 drinks for £12. Now you're getting 1 drink for maybe even £15. It's ridiculous. They give you some tokens, or they give you incentives to use your credit card in some of the festivals. I remember, I think it was Wireless that was doing something like that, but it was still a joke. But for me, I've always got ways of trying to make sure I enjoy myself to the fullest. So I either work overtime or have some other income revenues coming in. At the same time, me and my guys, I don't know how we do it, especially 2022, the festivals, but we've been lucky. We've been able to get into festivals for cheaper prices. I remember going to Wireless and people were complaining about spending £80 to £90 and they're not really getting the money's worth from it. I only paid maximum £20. So people say, how do I do it? I can't tell you that, but you gotta be smart out here in this world, especially if you're trying to enjoy yourself.
Do I feel about how much money I've spent at these festivals? To be fair, alright, you know, I'm not really an overspender like that. Obviously, when I'm out at these festivals, I spend money to enjoy myself. But I'm smart with it, you see what I'm saying? So I'll buy a few drinks and all that. To be fair, I set myself a budget when I go out. So to be fair, I'm happy with what I spend when I go out, to be fair.
In terms of the money spent, I think, I don't think I spent too much money when I was there. I think you kind of have to be careful what you spend, because I think I did spend most of my money on fast food, to be fair, but at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you lose track of money when you go on holiday, but I just went there to enjoy myself, and that's what I did.
Okay. And talk to me about how you managed to resolve that. You said there was some levels of fraudulent activity on the account and you tried to,
So me and a couple of my friends, so what we did was, not gonna name them on camera, but so what happened was we contacted Airbnb and we told them about the situation, and we said, look, our account is, we're trying to contact the host, and the host is not getting back to us with the correct location, with the right address. It's been a couple of hours now since we've been in Rotterdam looking for the place. What's your solution? So the Airbnb tried to contact the host, couldn't get through either. So the Airbnb decided they were going to give us a refund. So within the next 24 hours, they refunded us the price plus an additional half of what the cost of what the apartment was. So they gave us an extra 300 so pounds on top of what we paid. So yeah. So shout out to Airbnb.
Drink in Jamaica was 10 out of 10. The hotel we was at had loads of different restaurants that had different food every day. The drinks were, because it was all inclusive, we had drinks all day, all night. There was always food available, even if it was like 4 AM in the morning, coming back from a rave. Yeah, so the food was 10 out of 10. Can't complain.
Food and drink, to be honest with you, Carnival, just all over festivals, it's getting expensive, but it's always been good. Like, you always got good people out there that are selling food. You got to obviously support your community as well. So you obviously, I have always, funny enough, for me, like I always say, I've got connections everywhere. So I've always, any festival I go to, or any carnivals I go to, usually I always know someone that's either selling food there, so I promote their business as well, and I also support it as well. So I always, you know, show love back to my people. And I get a lot of discounts, so you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, Sarah. I think the food was pretty much okay. It's just standard what you normally get at these kind of events, but it was I would say it was overpriced. I think your standard meal, you're looking at maybe £15 for a decent meal, but it was worth it though, because you were there all day. I would say, if anything, it needs to be.
Well, I try to buy food because sometimes a lot of alcohol is getting consumed. So if you don't eat food, it can get a bit out of control. I think the main thing is just having a good breakfast. I like to, it sounds a bit cliche, but I like the good old-fashioned English fry up in the morning, set myself up for the day. But then, you know, when you're with your people and everything, it's nice to taste the local delicacies, you know. Just sit down as a group, eat, have a meal, try out their cuisine, and then just head out. Like, for example, when you're in the States, you want to try their chicken and waffles, stuff like that. The famous places.
Look at these events.
Oh yeah, to be fair, the food felt like home, to be fair, in Rotterdam, to be fair. I prefer the food in Rotterdam mostly, to be fair. Like with Croatia, it's like if you need to buy something, you really have to step out. You really have to step out. There's no, like, you really have to go looking for it. You know, but Rotterdam felt like home. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't even expecting, like, you know, the multicultural, basically, like different type of people there and all that stuff, you know. So like, with me, don't get me wrong, like Rotterdam, I'll look to go to Rotterdam again. Yeah. You know, so that's the thing really. So yeah. I don't know about the other parts of the, you know, the wheat cake in there. You know, it's like you can lay in there.
Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. No, but I'll say this though. I'll say this. I say if you go abroad, embrace the culture. Just don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to try different food. For example, when I was in Rotterdam, we went to a restaurant where we had to actually cook the whole food ourselves. I've seen videos going around. It was just too funny. I've never done that before. You know, when order your food, it comes in, but they bring the raw meat, you fry it yourself. You do it. It was a good experiment. It was a good thing. I think that's going to stick with me as well.
People there are quite nice as well.
Yeah.
Everyone there are quite nice.
We were all drunk.
They're more friendly.
We were all drunk on the table. We was all high on the table and was making a bag of noise, and they didn't say nothing at all.
Say nothing. So
Well, generally it's kind of, you know, like fast food trucks. Depending, well, sometimes when it's cultural events, or sometimes if it's like food related or international related events, then it can be international food. So yeah, if I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat there. I'm not gonna bring my own food, but generally they have. If it's a good choice of food, yeah, I'm gonna go eat there.
Okay. Nice.
And drink, obviously, as well.
The accommodation was really nice. The staff were really attentive. We were really lucky. There was a big group of 10 of us, and out of the 10 there were 4 girls, and we actually managed to get our rooms right next to each other because, yeah, we asked nicely and they allowed us. The staff were just really, really helpful. We had people that would go and like get coconuts for us in the mornings so that we could have that to start the day. And they didn't ask for any money, but we would like give it to them just to say thank you. So generally it was really nice. And on the beach we always had people selling bits and bobs, and if you said no they would leave you alone. So yeah, it was a very good vibe overall.
So when you go travelling, anyone that does go travelling, they know you have to sort out your flights and accommodation as early as possible, because once there's an event there, the prices go up. So you have to be smart and book these things early. When I go out, I like to make sure I live in a good accommodation, so comfortable, and it's close to the venues as well. So that's something that we always pick, and we always get it done early. And I will say with most of the accommodations I went to, it was amazing. Can't complain. Cancun, 5-star hotel, but it was a lot of old people, but scenery was amazing. We was right next to the ocean. Literally waking up and hearing that every day was good. Croatia, that's one of the best accommodations I've stayed in. Literally had a jacuzzi in our penthouse accommodation. It was like 5 rooms that all linked, interchange with each other. You can go on the balcony and go to your next boy's room. We had a great kitchen. The design was just so modern for the price that we got it for as well. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was worth it. It was worth it. Definitely worth it.
To be fair, yeah, in terms of basically going abroad, I would recommend anyone that wants to go to abroad, just do your due diligence first before you actually go, because at the end of the day, you don't want to get scammed, because I've been a victim of it, you know, and I suggest that if you're booking stuff as well, basically, especially with Airbnb, just always make sure that you check things properly, you know. I had no problems with booking.com at the moment, but
He's sponsored by it.
Practically, I booked an accommodation, and when I got there, you know, we're looking for the street. We never found the street. Basically, the street was non-existent. Do you know what I mean? We spent about 30 minutes looking for this street, going back and forth, you know, and it was really crazy until we realized what was happening.
Yo, thumbs up to the scammer. Thumbs up to the scammer.
So, to be fair, I had to stay somewhere for a little bit, you know. I felt stranded, but it was quite crazy. It was quite crazy, you know. But I can't really say much about that anyway. But always make sure that you actually basically do your checks before you actually travel when you're booking hotels and accommodation, like especially Airbnb and stuff.
It kind of depends on like who you're going with. I think it depends. Like so, with the group I went with, we decided to use the Airbnb. And you know we thought we found a nice place. It looked very good online, and then when we arrived there, unfortunately it was a fraudulent account, so we were stuck in Rotterdam for a few hours without an apartment. But luckily we found a penthouse on that night, so we spent the night in the penthouse suite, top floor, which was amazing. It had really good views. and everything was central to us as well. So, and the carnival was literally like 5 minutes walk from us. So that was a good way. Probably that was a blessing in disguise when we think about, when I thought about that. And then the last 2 nights we stayed in a Holiday Inn, which wasn't too bad. And yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, the accommodation was good.
So in 2023, ideally, I wanted to go to the Rio Festival, but I think I've left it too late with planning. But yeah, that's still on the tables. We was also looking at Trinidad Carnival, but again, accommodation and stuff has been booked up real quick. So yeah, we'd have to figure out how we can get close enough to the venue. But besides that, I think it will be just going with the flow, seeing what's happening, what's available, and then yeah, just trying to enjoy the summer as much as we can.
2023, it's going to be an interesting one because I'm going to go to the Caribbean. Don't want to say too much, but I'm going to go to the Caribbean. Definitely hit one of these carnivals out there. I think I might go to Barbados. Might try and see if I can go to Trinidad's carnival as well. And where else am I going to go to? Afro Nation. I have to touch Afro Nation. I've missed out for the last 2 years as well, or the last 2 times. So Afro Nation is going to have to get touched as well. And maybe another one. We'll see. Maybe another European one. We'll see. 2 Caribbeans, 2 Europeans. We'll see.
Outdoor events, okay. Carnival probably one. A few holiday destinations. Afro Nation was on the list potentially, but we'll see how that pans out. Malta, potentially Malta.
Any events going on in Malta?
Yep. There is VIP Malta. That's an event that happens every year. Don't know what to say about it.
So 2023, all I can say is I'm going to Barbados. That's going to be interesting. I'm going to be there during the carnival. That's going to be interesting. That's all I can say. I think there's an Ibiza. I'm tripping there somewhere, and the rest, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Where would I recommend 2003? Anyway, like 23. Sorry. What holidays? What music festivals? Summer festival. And I'm not even going, but I'll recommend. Talk about it. It's just a vibe. Weather. Do you know what? Croatia surprised me, to be fair. Because I thought Croatia was going to be, for some reason, I thought Croatia was going to be cold. It surprised me. Good vibes, good food, good music. There's a lot going on. Nice beach. Go Croatia.
Done. 2023, I think that my expectations for trips-wise, festival-wise, is to probably go back to what's that? Amma Fest. What's that? Amma Fest. Amma Fest. Definitely gonna go again. I'm definitely gonna go again. I think I'm gonna travel more as well. I'm gonna go Barbados, Ibiza. But Amma Fest is the new thing now because, like, you know, before you started from R&B, slow jams, whatnot, then you come to funky house, then you know, come to garage and all that. But now Amma Fest is the main thing that, you know, a lot of people are going to now. A lot of events now. So most of the things now, even Afrobeats now, like obviously it's still around the corner and, you know, it's still hanging around basically. But I feel like Amma Fest is trying to take over the Afrobeats, if you know what I mean. You know, so it is one of those ones that obviously, like, most people are going to those type of festivals now, you know. But yeah, both Amma Fest and Afro Nations, they're both big things, you know. The great thing about Amma Fest is you can cut shape and you can also look at shape as well. That's what I'm saying.
Oh man, that's crazy, yeah. But yeah, that's what it is.
Not necessarily a big festival goer, but more of a how do you say, more intimate or more anonymous festivals, like a themed festival. Like there's a soul or funk or that kind of festival that are going to take place next year. We do have very famous festivals as well in France, music festivals, but I would say they're more about pop music, pop rock, in terms of genre of music. So we have, so you want names? We have the the Eurokéenne, so it's a rock festival. We have another festival quite known, it's called Les Vieilles Charrues, west of France. So it's festivals in France. Yes, we do have famous annual music festivals in France, but they're more they're very French pop rock oriented, or international as well, but more pop rock, or a bit of rap and R&B as well sometimes. But it's a very eclectic, it's very general. So I don't think that we have one festival for hip hop, one festival for rock. It's just like a mix of everything all the time. So we have some in west of France, some in east of France as well. We have every year a festival in my region, in east of France, that it's part of like a wine festival. But then we also, I mean, every year we have artists coming to perform at this festival. It's like a massive wine fair actually, and then they do have shows for singers, for comedians as well, so different type of shows. So it's like kind of, it's much more cultural as well in general in France. So yeah, we do have lots, and we have also a lot of festivals centered around theatre or comedy, that kind of stuff.
That's a good question actually. Well, I know for sure I'll be going to Barbados. So one of my friends is getting married next year. So that would probably be the highlight of the year, going to Barbados, to be fair. First time I'm going traveling to South America. I think it's South America, Barbados, or near the Caribbean. Caribbean, yeah. So that'll be my first time visiting the Caribbean. So that would be something I'm really looking forward to. There's a couple of holidays I'm thinking about. Nothing confirmed just yet. Probably somewhere in Europe. I think after this documentary, I think I'll learn a little bit more about festivals and where I can go and find them and seek them and attend them and get more information about them.
So you said you were born in Porto Court?
Oh
No, go back. Find out.
Is there anything else you want to say?
The jig is up.
About the jig is up. The jig is up productions, yeah?
The jig is up.
Say no more. You know what? The whole time this ain't been recording.
You're lying.
This is bad. You know when the camera's on, it's not easy. You don't know.
Bear pressure.
Yeah, when I'm not a camera guy.
Basically, don't look at the camera. Look at the
You know this media thing, it's not for me, bro.
You don't have to look at your head.
Man's looking at the thing. Go.
Go back.
Bro. Man's nervous, cuz. I am, bruv, I am. Man's nervous. You know when you think, nah, I can do that?
Yeah, no.
Even an interview, it's not easy.
Even when they ask you the question, you start thinking shit. Because you're thinking about what's going on.
You see when they're trying to catch out celebrities, that's why.
That's how bad it is. That's
It's Ronaldo just done his thing. Ronaldo just said, yeah, basically the manager, I don't rate him.
This doesn't speak.
You want to come to
people are used to like.
Yeah, and you know Ronaldo's one of those guys, he don't give a shit.
I'm gonna chat shit now. I don't remember what festival was like. I didn't even go to no festival. Festival was like Oh My Festival. What's the other one? Trent Park. I don't remember what that one was called actually. I went Ghana in the park. No, you know what? Fuck it. Next question. I fucked up.
So I think after this documentary, I think I'll learn a little bit more about. I'll learn a lot. Can I start again? Yeah.
So, do you want me to say something?
No, I just want you to be silent in the interview.
Oh, I am buzzing. Oh, and I watched it drop as well. I literally watched it drop. Wow.
Yes. Oh my god. Hey, it just maybe you should because it's on the cable.
Oh, cool.